to Let's Talk Tuesday. This is the podcast where we have real conversations about learning, leadership, and what it truly takes to help people and organizations grow. Each week, we bring together different perspectives, experiences, and voices to explore what learning development really means, why it matters, and how we can do it better. Today, we have a very special guest, Anusha Savadi from Maharashtra, India, who has almost 2 years of experience in consulting, sales, and product management. Welcome, Anusha.
Hey Amanda.
All right, let's talk. Tell us a little bit about your background and what your focus is today.
Okay, so my journey did not start very specifically with learning and development. My early professional focus was around product thinking. So that involved understanding users, solving problems, and building structured solutions. Over time, I became deeply interested in one of the recurring challenges that organizations face, that is capability gaps. So that is where I believe business development can flourish. So me currently working with GTDS is something I'm looking very forward to grow myself as a business development professional.
I love that. And I also know how much passion you're going to bring to people to help them solve their problems since it's just in your nature. I always like to ask a few questions. So tell me, what does learning and development mean to you?
For me, learning and development is not just a train. It's not just about training sessions. It's more about performance enablement. So it needs to be a structured process that helps individuals and teams to build capability, which can directly translate into improved business outcomes. So if learning does not translate into better decisions or fast execution or stronger alignment, then it's just information transfer. So, real learning and development should translate to change in behavior.
And even worse, right? So sometimes it's not even information transfer because they might know something and then not do something with it. So, absolutely, when you tie the performance to the actual business goals, it creates such bigger impact for the organization and for the individual. Nobody wants to work on something that's not actually adding value. Tell us a little bit about why you think learning and development is so important, especially in today's world.
Very importantly, I think because the half life of skills is shrinking, we see how the technological and demographical fabric is changing so rapidly and it's becoming tough to keep pace with it. So, we are operating in an environment where technology is rapidly evolving, roles are becoming cross functional, they are not just pigeonholed anymore. So, AI is changing how we work today, and business cycles are shorter. So organizations don't invest in continuous, if they don't invest in continuous learning, they risk being irrelevant. So it is important that the employees and the entire organizations as such, they should expect growth through continuous learning and development.
Yeah, the only constant is change for sure, especially in
Right.
today's world. And even when you think you know something, there's always more you can learn about it, improve upon it, and continuing to progress forward. What do you wish companies knew or did differently as it relates to learning and development?
For a start, companies should stop treating learning and development as an event and try to start treating it more as a system. Simple workshop would not change behavior, but reinforcement would. A single intervention or a webinar might not change or create culture, but a consistent follow up might. So I think companies should involve business teams more deeply when they think of designing learning initiatives. So the question should not be what training companies conducting. It more or less should be what business problem they are trying to solve.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we've talked about this for a while about how one and done training really doesn't work because even if someone can master a skill in one session, they need to be reminded to practice it. They need to be reminded to pull it through to the organization or work with their team on it or work with whomever on it, whatever the case may be, when you create the process and the system like this, then that, and how do we pull that through, and how do we make it more effective, and how do we continue to refine it, right? It's the continuous improvement piece as well, and the continuous growth piece. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, I love to keep these short and sweet. So, do you have one actionable tip that people listening can apply today?
I think the most easy but the most tough thing a person can do is self reflection. So maybe after every major project or milestone, or they could kind of self reflection sessions for themselves. They could ask themselves what worked, what didn't, and what gaps they found which could be done differently the next time. So it's like learning will never need a classroom. It will be a continuous process and second nature to a person.
There's two critical pieces to what you just said. So the first is, especially in today's world, we're constantly go, 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 do, do, do. And so to take the time intentionally to reflect on what worked, what didn't, what you're going to be doing differently is so critical, both as an individual and when you're looking at your projects and your company and your teams. The second piece that I love that you said is the action behind it. So it's the plan of, okay, this, then what, right? And so then you're, again, it's a loop, it's a feedback loop because you're reflecting, you're identifying what worked, what didn't, and then what can be better. And then you're saying, okay, here's my plan to improve this by 1%, because even 1% better continuously creates compounding interest of growth. So then you loop back to, okay, then you self reflect again. Did the action that I just did actually work? And what didn't work? And now what am I going to try? And it's that continuously pushing forward and moving forward to get to that better result. I love that. Well, thank you so much. This has been such a fun episode. We were so grateful to have you on, and we are so excited to work with you and talk to you and learn more from you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was nice talking to you.
Loved having you here. We've covered a lot of ground, but just wanted to thank you so much for being part of today's episode. And with that, we'll begin to wrap up. So I hope this discussion gave our audience a few new perspectives, sparked some ideas, and left you with at least one takeaway you can put into action immediately. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and join us every Tuesday as we continue exploring learning, leadership, and what it takes to help people and organizations grow. And if today's conversation resonated with you, or if you'd like to join me for a future episode, I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and let's talk again on Tuesday. Thanks, everyone.